Good morning. It is early in the morning for me, which can only mean one thing, a group hike. I have got some overnight oats I'm going to heat up, and today's hike is going to be waterfalls. I debated taking the camera, but because it's a group hike and I don't want to slow anybody down, but I want to take the opportunity to get the pictures of the waterfalls because we've had several days of rain, heavy rain, and I'm very excited to see how the falls look this time. So even though it is going to be sunny, which doesn't always make the best for waterfall pictures, I'm just going to take my chances and see what I can work with. Just going to heat this up in the microwave.
Do you want second breakfast again, Bertie? You do? Get you some food. Yeah.
Okay, I am trying to remember everything that I want to take. I have the filters for the camera. One of them is on there already. Filters for this and anything that I will need for the little camera. It's filters. I've got, most importantly, the clip that goes on the big camera for the backpack. Watch, sunblock, extra battery. I am definitely taking an extra pair of clothing for the end of the hike because it is going to be muddy. We might be creek crossing, so I may come back with muddy, wet, soaking wet feet, wet legs. So it's always nice to get out of the sweaty, muddy hiking clothes after the end of the hike anyway. I've got snacks in here, otherwise I just need to get my shoes on. Got some new hiking boots, finally, and water, snacks. But I think that might be all. What do you think, Bergamot? I think that's about everything. And I do need to remember to give them some extra food. Okay, let's pack this up. Given that it is going to be very steamy out there, I usually start out by putting some ice in my water bag first. It'll be melted by the time I get there, but at least it gives me some very cold water to start with. Wow. I thought this was going to be a sunny, somewhat hot day, but as I drove further south, the clouds rolled in and we started the hike with a drizzle of rain. The humidity saturated the air, and that humidity was constantly affecting the lens filter on my action camera. Giving it a wipe off with my shirt didn't help much, as the fabric was getting progressively more damp with sweat, humidity, and oiliness from the sunblock I didn't really need that day. So the video is kind of dark and moody, which in truth is my favorite hiking vibe, sans the humidity. As to be expected with group hikes, when I bring my camera, I'm already far behind the others. I'd love to do a photo-based group hike where we are all there for the same purpose and we all have enough time to get the compositions we want. But like many things, I've filed that into my someday folder, which means I don't have the energy to spare towards making that a reality right now. This is the same trail I documented in my winter hiking vlog. At that time, much of the trail and the entire area around the waterfall was covered in ice. I kept marveling at how different the area looked and felt from then to now. Lake Creek Falls is 64 feet tall, and even though I'm using a 35mm wide lens, the height of the falls is enough that I can't fit the top and base of the falls comfortably in one image. I'm always taking panoramas when I photograph these falls. Taking long exposure panoramas adds an extra layer of complexity and time to each setup, so for the time we were there, I ended up with 2 panoramas and 1 or 2 single image photos. Only one other person came down to the beach with me. Everyone else stayed back by the cliffside, which surprised me and also made me feel anxious because I really felt like I needed to hurry to get my picture. After leaving Lick Creek Falls, the plan was to hike the Back White Princess Falls. This stretch of trail has a few precarious water crossings. Hiking poles are a necessity for these kinds of crossings, as the rocks can be far more slippery and unstable than they look. That one's slippery. Here we are. Our last stop of the day is Julia Lynn Falls. It's a small waterfall that is usually just a trickle, but I love the approach to it with the tall trees and layered rocks. After a short rest, it was time to turn around and hike all the way back. It's hard to tell here, but I was soaked with sweat at this point. If you are anywhere near Whitley City, Kentucky, the Dairy Bar is a place to experience. If you want more vegetables in your diet, this might be a place to start. I highly recommend the deep-fried cauliflower. And because you've eaten your veggies, you can reward yourself with a hot fudge chocolate cake. It's an early Tuesday morning and I'm out at the horse park to get some updated photos for the Horse Park Foundation. I debated coming out in the evening, but it's been a while since I photographed morning light out here. I was hoping there would be some fog hanging onto the ground, but it was already too hot for that. The park is closed on Tuesdays, so I knew there would be some horses in the fields. I wandered down to this field and the horses were excited to see me, thinking they were going to be fed or taken to the barn. The problem is, when they are this close to the fence, they are way too close for pictures with the lens I'm using. I had to wait a while for them to get bored of me. I really wanted to get a photo of this gray buckskin mare. It's one of my favorite colors. So the big project for the horse park that they started this winter is to make these front grounds a little bit prettier and more enjoyable to hang out in. So they've planted a bunch of new plants and put some benches and chairs out to sit in and just tried to overall just make it a little bit prettier. So they wanted some photo updates on how everything was looking and blooming. It's looking very good to me. They did it very fast. Like, they did this whole gardening in probably a month's time. I think the planning stages were a little bit longer, but they got it done really fast. There's a statue, Man of War. I'm gonna take a few photos of that one and then probably just walk around and see what else is here. It still feels so lovely to walk around in the morning. You know, everyone says to go for a short walk in the morning. Sometimes I don't really want to walk in my neighborhood because I don't like being around cars going past me. But, well, this is not a bad place if it wasn't a 25-minute drive away. On the interstate in the rush morning hour traffic. There was one specific flower puff that was in the sun, And I really wanted to get one bee on it, and I waited for several minutes and I got 3 altogether. Perfect. Patience has paid off.
Oh, hi. 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 Goodness sakes. Oh. What you think?
After I spent some time photographing the show horses, it was getting close to 10 o'clock. The light was looking harsh and I was quite hungry. And here's breakfast. Got still-cut oats, strawberries, bananas, chocolate, peanut butter, vanilla protein powder, creatine, cinnamon. I feel like I could just melt into this bowl. Autumn has already been working on the top of this bag. Does anyone else have a cat that loves to chew on tough plastic? So I noticed that Bergamot is sleeping underneath a bed and not in the main part of the house. So I'm going to run the vacuum really quick in here and just tidy things up. I don't like to, or I feel really guilty to run the vacuum while he is out and about enjoying the main part of the house because he is terrified of the vacuum and he will absolutely run and hide, and I don't like to disrupt his good mood. So since he's already kind of hidden, I'm just going to get this done with really quickly. What an excuse not to run the vacuum. Oh, I don't want to disturb the cat. The others don't like the vacuum either, but they don't have quite as intense of a reaction as Bergamot does. Got a fresh bag of Earl Grey Bella Luna, which is my favorite. And I also have Darjeeling Sangma Summer, Calypso Green. Right now I am craving the Earl Grey tea. So I'm going to get these out, put them in their containers, and then make me a cup of this. Take this time to go make a cup yourself. This Earl Grey is not only accentuated with bergamot, which is what makes Earl Grey taste the way it does, but this one is also flavored with coconut. There is also blue corn flour. I don't know if that contributes much of a taste or if it's just for appearance. Welcome to the studio again. I don't record very much in here because it just seems like it's always a mess. I feel a nap coming on, but I hope not, because I am a horrible napper and I am usually just as tired after I wake up as before I go to bed. I know waking up early is the norm for the majority of the world, but for me, it really takes a lot out of me. This is so soothing. Well, I can't wait to see what I got. Oh yeah, I love pictures like this. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but these are like some of my favorite kind of images. All right, let's get to editing these. I finished the gallery. I am pretty happy with these pictures. It was definitely a good decision to get up early and get out there in the morning and just get as much as I could, as quickly as I could. So I hope the foundation is pleased with them. I am. And it's a good thing I noticed my little editing buddy right on my chair. It's where she stayed. Last week when it rained so much and then it got very hot and humid, a lot of the buds that were out at the time have just turned brown and they're just going to get hard and die off. They're not going to continue to bloom. So I think I will trim those off. Some of these. Trim these so the ones that are alive can continue to bloom. Hello and happy whatever hour of the day it is that you wake up. For me, that was 11 a.m. What I hoped would be a trend of waking up at 5 a.m. only lasted one day. No surprise to me. I wonder if one of the reasons I wake up so exhausted every morning is because I have stressful dreams all night long, even if I don't remember 99% of them. This morning, I woke up remembering one, and I just felt so stressed out and anxious through my body and upset. And then I dozed back off and then woke up again from another one that was not of the same subject, but I can't remember what it was, but I felt the same stress. So I'm thinking, am I going through this all night and I just don't know it? Bird. Got some company for my tea. Think. I am procrastinating right now. I really didn't need to make a cup of tea before I go do things. I need to go to the garden center today and get some mulch to put around my roses. I am pretty tired of the endless fight with grass and weeds that's growing up around them, and hopefully the mulch will help them out too. And I should also get some rose food and other flower food. I also think I should really take this day to mow. It's just going to get warmer through the rest of the week. I personally like the yard looking the way it does right now. It's nice and tall and fluffy and natural looking. But it's getting high enough that the neighborhood kids are starting to knock on my door wondering if they can mow my lawn. I also might run another errand or two. I've got everything for Bergamot though. No errands for you today. Well, mulch, plant food, gas for the lawn equipment after I drink my tea and spend a few more minutes with Bergamot. Let's see here. I think this is what I want. I calculated about 5 bags that I need of this. I'm not shopping for roses right now, even though it's always great to have a look and see what they have. I like this color between orange and red. It's called a Today rose. I love this autumn color mix in this pot. I hope this works against my battle over the weeds. I am adjusting the plans. On the way back, I was already seeing the start of rush hour. It is just now 3:30, and rush hour lasts from 3:30 to 6:30 here. So it is too busy for me to even go to the gas station. So that means mowing and such will be delayed until tomorrow, and that's okay with me because I don't think I can be out anymore today. It's just too much for me right now. I need to be out earlier. I really have to get my sleep under control. I just prefer to do things at night. Seems like, at least when it comes to things that are just for my own entertainment, like playing a game or something, I feel guilty about doing it during the day, during the traditional work hours. So that's why I end up staying up so late. I don't know, I guess my brain just needs time to relax that isn't necessarily sleep. And last night, I guess I needed a lot of time to relax because as tired as I was fighting every bit of tiredness to stay up. So for the rest of the day, I'm going to finish editing a photo gallery, and then I might put some of that mulch outside. I hope it covers the grass and I don't really have to do much weeding. What you think, Bird? Good boy. Yeah. I'm glad I'm back too. I think this is what I need. Bergamot is being very patient with me right now. He's not that crazy about being held. It's hot enough I might start making iced tea. Oh my goodness. What has the world come to? I have succumbed to the heat. I have ice in this tea. It is a lot better than restaurant iced tea, let me tell you. It's nice to actually experience what high quality iced tea tastes like. It is close to 8 o'clock. It feels nice in the shade, but the sun is still very searing. I can just feel it beating through my skin, even with sunblock on. I finished editing the wedding pictures, I think. That venue was very hard to photograph inside of. I didn't take a single picture inside the venue without flash. It was just, the light was very orange, the ceiling was black, and the walls were either dark gray, which is nice, you can work with dark gray, or they were orange, which is awful again to work with flash. So each picture really required me to make minor adjustments in highlights and white balance especially, and shadows, exposure, where normally natural light, everything works out great. But searing sun or not, it feels pretty good because I was starting to get a headache looking at the screen for so many hours. Even when I play a game, I take more frequent breaks than I do when I'm editing pictures. But I am excited to try this mulch. I hope that I can just put it on top of the grass and it will just cover and smash the grass. I don't think I am up for having to weed and pull all the grass. But I'm gonna give the sun a few more minutes to go down before I start and finish my tea at a leisurely pace, as tea should be drank. Okay, let's get started. Hopefully I don't have to pick too much of this grass. It is kind of tall, but maybe if I have to tear a few pieces off, that'll be okay. Just don't feel like uprooting it right now. That would take gardening tools, not just my hands. So I'm hoping that this will cover it flat. I suppose I could just pick it up and pour it, but that might be a little bit out of control, so I'm just gonna hand lay it on this grass. Smells nice. Not sure what kind of tree or trees is in the makeup. I don't think it says on the bag. Yeah. It's covering the grass nicely. You know, maybe I will just dump it, because if I continue at this pace, I'll be out here for another 2 or 3 hours. So I'll just see how fast I can get this bag out and spread. So I'm hoping, even with the stuff it doesn't fully cover, that it'll be enough to kind of weaken any grass or weed, and I can just pull it easily later on. Okay, that is all 5 bags used. I think it is looking great. It is looking so much more tidy than it was. And the mulch covered the grass pretty well. I'm going to give it a few weeks and just see what pops through the surface. Hopefully anything that comes up will be weak enough that I can just pull it. Oh, here come the fireworks. But I think I might go back and get a few more bags just to make sure I have enough, and to just fill in some of the spots back here that I don't quite have enough for. This, you see all this grass here. It'd be nice to have stone to separate the roses from all these daylilies. but I don't think I will do that this year. I would like to perhaps till some of that dirt where all those are weeds growing. So I might till that and till this spot and see if I can just plant some seeds and see if anything happens. Because otherwise I'm not planning on doing anything with this year. But I am thrilled with how this looks, so very pleased with that. It's Friday, it's hot, and it's only getting hotter the next few days, and then it's going to rain. If I don't mow now, the yard may be too much for the mower the next time the opportunity comes around. Didn't quite make it before sunset, but I made it before dark. Everything is looking nice and tame again, which is not a bad look. While I was out there, my neighbor gave me one of the magnolia blooms off of his tree. So just gonna get that in some water. They smell so good. I think that'll be enough trim. It's a bit tall of a vase for the flower. Let's see if I've got something shorter. And this might not hold it upright. So, nope, it's just gonna fall right out. Okay. This will open up huge and it smells so good. Well, that got really foggy. There we go. Why it's fogging up so much. I've got photography tomorrow at the horse park, so I'm getting up a little bit early. But it won't be a very long day. It'll probably end around 2 or 3. When I first moved in, I had big plans for the yard. I wanted it to be a whole wildflower field. And I even thought about having a little walk path all through the yard, so you could go admire all the different spots. I wanted being in the yard to be like an experience. But so far, it is still nothing but a bunch of grass to mow. Maybe if I just bite off the smallest amount in the evenings when it's cool, perhaps I could make a little bit of headway towards at least clearing out the weeds. Well, since I have to get up early and it is getting near towards 10 o'clock and I haven't had supper yet, I think I might just make a snack or something like that. I'm not really that hungry. This video was kind of my last hurrah towards outdoor activities. I am going to probably step back from the hiking for the next 3 months. I will still go out every now and then, but probably nothing in July because the biting flies are horrible. Over the next couple of months, I really want to lean into learning some new things on the software side and perhaps doing a few indoor projects that I've had on my mind for a while. So even though I am giving up at one activity that really brings me a lot of peace, I am excited about those other things. Well, I have got some banana bread calling my name, so I am going to wish you good night, and I will see you again soon.